Hello, everyone. I'm here with Yariv from an amazing company called Flytrex, and we're here with the fourth episode of iStartup. And Yariv, please just introduce yourself and tell me about your company. Tell me what do you guys do? And yeah, I'm so curious.
Cool. So, hi, I'm Yariv. I'm CEO and co-founder of Flytrex, and we do drone deliveries. We're just like a traditional on-demand delivery service, like DoorDash or Uber Eats, GrabUp, those guys. Only we use drones, so it's a lot faster and a lot more affordable than anything else.
Wow. Now tell me about the company. First of all, how old is the company? When did it start? And what was the vision? Like, what was the idea behind the company?
Well, we started in 2013. We were actually doing something else, a GPS tracker for drones. It was a very different era when it comes to drones, almost a decade ago. We started working or building our first drone delivery service in 2016. And the goal has been, just to minimize the human involvement and turn deliveries into something a lot more faster, affordable, and even safer than it is today.
Wow. Now, what originally, right? What got you into the drone space? Well, like, how did you like drones is a very specific field, specific thing. What like how did it start? Tell me like the background.
Well, basically, Amit, my co-founder, and we used to share an apartment once in Tel Aviv. We were flatmates, and Amit started playing with drones, and he told me that he thinks it's going to be interesting, and let's try to do something together. And we started by doing a GPS tracker for consumer drones. It was basically a nice gamification and logging platform for consumer drones back then. And after 2 years, we realized that the killer application for drones is going to be drone deliveries, and started focusing on that.
You're saying that you knew that the next big thing would be drone deliveries. That's what you guys thought. That's what you guys
That's
knew.
what we estimated.
Now, what are you seeing right now in regards to that? Like, is you guys are doing drone deliveries, I'm assuming, right? How does it work right now with the company?
So Flytrex is currently the largest home drone delivery provider in the US. So if you live in a few specific towns in North Carolina or in Texas, you just download our app, input your home address, and then select what you want to order for dinner. Be it Marco's Pizza or a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or El Pollo Loco or any one of those guys. Just like DoorDash, select what you want to order and place your order. The difference is that instead of waiting, especially in the suburbs, almost an hour for that food to arrive, once the food is ready, our delivery times are like 4 or 5 minutes. The drone flies really fast in the air.
That is amazing. So right now you're actually delivering food to people in America. Wow, that's amazing.
Correct.
Now, okay, so from let's say 2013 or 2016 till now, tell me the stories, anything, what happened. Like there must have been ups and downs, obviously with a company like this, it's so hard. Give me some stories, give me some stuff, that you went through.
Well,
Maybe
we knew we were getting into a marathon rather than sprint.
Correct.
In 2017, we were the first company to deploy a commercial drone delivery service in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland, together with AHA, a local company over there. In 2018, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration in the US, started their integration pilot program, and we got selected to that program. And basically, we've been working with the FAA ever since then to certify our drones as a commercial airplane.
Wow.
And that's a lengthy process. It's the same process that companies such as Boeing and Airbus have to go through to certify, the newest commercial airplanes. We're nearing the end of that process, and that's why we're already getting some approvals. But we still have to finish that process, hopefully in the next year or so.
So that process takes many years, I'm assuming.
Correct. Type certification is almost 100 years old process, and it's not getting any easier. I mean, be sure that certifying the 787 Dreamliner from Boeing was a much lengthier process than certifying a plane back in the 60s. And
Wow.
it should be, our skies are a lot safer today than they were before.
True. And you're obviously your drones are very, I'm assuming they're pretty small. They're just small craft. But you're still saying it takes years to get the certification from the FAA. Wow. So yeah,
Correct,
so
because at the end, we're flying above people, houses, highways. We're flying in the national airspace. There's really no room for errors.
yeah, true. Now, at the moment, how many drones do you guys have in operation?
So we don't talk about those numbers too much. We currently have
Sure,
4 stations,
sure.
and we're servicing thousands, a bit more than thousands of families.
Wow. Now, when you started the drone delivery service, what did you envision it delivering? Food, medical supplies? What did you envision it? Or everything?
So for us, it's everything you can get from your nearest shopping center, whether it's food or retail, but basically around those areas. We've built a system that's perfect for short range deliveries, high bandwidth, and ultra affordability. That's what the system is built for. So our drones can fly up to a few miles away. That's what we need. We don't need them to fly across the US. And that way we can perform ultra affordable deliveries, because at the end we're certifying a commercial airplane,
Right.
and then we're delivering a $5 burrito with it.
Wow.
So it has to work, and you have to really certify and plan exactly, design your drone exactly to that purpose. Otherwise, you're not seeing too many door dashers driving a shiny new Mercedes or a Ford truck. The vehicle is very much tailored for what you're trying to solve.
Correct. Wow. Now, this is very interesting. What's it like running this company? It's headquartered in Tel Aviv, correct?
We've got close to 70 employees now. Most of them are in Israel.
Most of them is so what's it like running a company out of Tel Aviv, out of Israel? How is it like? Is it helpful? Is it harder? Getting funding, all that.
So yeah, it's we enjoy doing all the R&D in Israel. That's easy.
Yeah.
Lots of great engineers in Israel, but building a B2C marketplace that's intended for the US market, that's when you start to need more, US based employees.
Correct.
So we have those as well. But besides that, it's just like any other company. Most of our funds until the last round were actually from the US and Europe. But actually the last round that just closed a few months ago was mainly from Israel, which surprised us as well.
Wow. I guess they believe in your company, especially in Israel.
Hopefully so. Otherwise, I'm not sure why they gave me the money.
Now, so tell me, so you have 70 employees. You start off just you and your roommate. I forgot his name. You start with you and your room with Amit, yeah. And how did it grow, like the procession, right? So you start off in, let's say 2013, you start off with the idea, and coming to today, what was like the progression in, like, just growing? Did it grow really slowly? Did it grow really quickly in the beginning?
No, it's very slow. It's still so. Speaking with the FAA, they always say that the regulatory framework that they're building for drones, they're going to start by crawling, then turn to walking, and end up running. So it's the same with Flytrex. We have to keep the same pace. If I'll be running while the FAA are crawling, I'm going to burn all my money and die.
Sure.
So again, it's a marathon, and it's been slow, but great things take their time.
Sure. I mean, the truth is, the fact that you guys are already delivering in the US. Are you the first? You say you're the first company to deliver in the US?
I don't know. There are a few others, but currently we're the largest delivery service, home drone delivery service.
You're the largest. So yeah, so the marathon is working. It's going very slowly, but it's working. So you're obviously going to get there. What other markets do you see yourself penetrating besides, or you're just focusing on the US? I'm saying in the future,
Also
what
for
more?
us, listen, there are more than 82 million single family detached dwellings or homes with backyards in the US.
Correct.
That's all the market that we're going to need in the next few years.
True. Because to scale up to that is gonna be, you're gonna be busy.
Listen, if I'd rather scale from North Carolina to South Carolina than from North Carolina to France. It doesn't really make sense.
Correct. Wow. Now, is there competition? Is there competition? Do you see competition in your field? Like direct competition, or are you guys ahead of everyone or different in some way?
So basically, you've got dozens of drone companies or drone delivery companies. You've got only 10 companies that are nearing the finish line when it comes to certifying their drones as airplanes, which is needed if you want to perform drone deliveries. Out of those companies, not all of those 10 are doing deliveries. Some are doing surveillance, etc. So you've got a bunch who are doing drone deliveries, but you only have 3 companies being certified that are focused on home drone delivery. And that's Flytrex and 2 small US companies. Not sure if you're familiar with them. One is called Amazon and the other is called Google. So just the
That's your
3 of us.
competition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great competition. Now, first of all, tell me. So I see a picture in the back. Is that how it looks when something's delivered? How is it like? It's attached to. It looks like a string, right? Is that how it is
Yeah,
when you
tether.
deliver it?
So we cruise at more than 200 feet. You can barely hear or see us. And then we lower to roughly 80 feet above your backyard. And there are like bay doors that open, like hatch doors at the bottom. And then we just lower the package on a tether. It automatically gets released. Nobody has to touch it or do anything. And then we just roll back the wire and fly back home.
Interesting. So it's closed the whole time. When you get so it's also it's delivered to a backyard. It's not delivering to the front. It's delivering to the backyard, right?
Either a front lawn or backyard, wherever there's like free area for a delivery.
And then it opens up, it drops the package, and then it's there. It's delivered, I guess in a box or something, and that's it. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's as keep it simple. At the end, it's not going to be just engineers using the service. It's
Correct.
going to be your average Joe. So you have to design the system to be to service any American or any person.
Now, first of all, how many trips can the drone do? Like how many hours can the drone be in the air before like you have to, I guess, are the drones I'm assuming are they electric or are they fueled by?
Correct. Yeah, they're 100% green electric.
Oh.
We just replace batteries every time the drone lands.
I just rechange
Safety
it.
wise, it's just the procedure is really simple. The drone lands, replace batteries, you can fly again.
Wow. So does the drone always have to come back to the base to do another delivery, or can you do multiple deliveries within the same, like in one drone?
No, currently we do one delivery at a time, but so far it's more than enough. These vehicles are not that expensive. It's
Correct.
part of designing them for a burrito delivery.
Correct.
So
Now,
you can have a
how
bunch
quick
of drones and just
how quick are the drones currently? Like how many miles an hour do they go?
So they're like flying at 40 miles per hour or so, but you have to remember that there are no stop signs or traffic
Nothing.
lights. So they're just flying in straight lines. Yeah, we don't have any turns according
Right.
to the road. We can fly wherever we want.
Yeah, that's now the drone space is the next new space. It's like electric vehicles and self-driving cars. Drones is the next thing because they're so convenient, they're easy and they're quick. What do you see besides for your drone company? What do you see the future of just drones in general are for this for like for like the whole world? What do you envision, let's say in 10 years from now? Like what do you envision
Oh.
what do you envision drones doing? What do you envision like you're in this space. you know about everything. You know about this. What's your thoughts
Well,
on it?
yeah, it's a good question. I'm really, we're very much focused on those home drone deliveries, and you can think about it as the same way that if you think about ground-based vehicles. So you can, if you have a Formula One driver, I'm not sure if he's familiar with the future of trucking or or
True.
the Abrams tank, even though they're all ground-based vehicles. So it's the same with aviation. These vehicles are designed and are doing a very specific task, and that's what we focus on. So we're not experts on anything related to aviation.
Gotcha. Um, now you now do you see let's say do you see once FAA allows more drones, do you see it becoming like a mass normal product where people are getting the deliveries through drones? Is it affordable? Is it scalable?
So it's almost an order of magnitude more affordable than using humans. When you think about it, you're driving a human being in a one-ton car
Yeah,
a few miles away to deliver, a hamburger patty.
you're right.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's true.
And drones are it's a robotic system. It's a lot lighter. It's electric. It's already a lot more affordable, and it's only going to get better. So when you can get your food faster, meaning hotter, and at a more affordable price, then there's really no point in moving humans and generating all that pollution and traffic jams and accidents when you can have a better service.
that that you're absolutely correct. It's so you're not invading anyone's space by delivering food to someone in regards
Oh,
to
we don't have any cameras on board, so there's no
yeah.
privacy
No, I'm
issues.
saying you're not invading.
We're it's if you think about it, the door dasher that hands you your dinner and peeks over your shoulder and looks at your salon, that's
Yeah,
a much bigger invasion of privacy than a drone without any camera.
true. And it seems like it would be a lot quicker to send a drone than to send a human in a car.
It's already is.
Wow. Okay, so specifically in your space in the home delivery service, this is definitely this definitely seems like it would be the wave of the future to get deliveries by drone. If you're saying it's affordable, the drones are affordable to deliver. They're quicker, less pollution. So it seems like that's what it's going to be. Um, I guess one day we'll be seeing drones flying all over the place delivering stuff.
You won't be seeing them. You really can barely see them. So
Interesting.
a 787 flying above your neighborhood, that's a much bigger, noise and visual problem than our drones.
Wow. So it really it's not invasive at all. It just comes, it drops, and you don't even see it. Just you open your door.
We've got neighborhoods that we fly over them all day for every day for more than a few months now. Nobody cares. There was zero complaints about noise or anything like that.
Wow, interesting. Now, do you think that the drones could work in like major cities? Let's say like I'm in New York. Do you think a drone could work in that type of environment? Or
Well, after we get to every backyard in the US, we'll tackle the apartment building issue.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking about
just
that.
it's the user experience isn't that good. You'll
Yeah,
have to get dressed,
yeah,
exit your apartment, say hello to your neighbor,
yeah.
climb to the rooftop or exit the building.
Interesting.
And the alternative is a guy just it's going to take a bit longer, but you'll have a guy knocking on your door, and if for all that you care, if he'll be feeding you even better. So
Right.
it's not the best solution for an apartment building. But the interesting fact is that specifically in the US, major cities are actually a niche market compared to the suburbs.
Interesting.
Two-thirds of the population lives in the suburbs.
That is true. That is true. America is a very big country. Yeah, so a lot of people it's spread out. It's spread out to everywhere. Wow. Now, just what are besides for the FAA, well, I guess you guys are focusing on getting into the United States. You said you're already working in Iceland, correct?
Correct.
Now, how's that working? How many years have you been in Iceland for?
So we started in Iceland back in 2017.
Also 5 years.
We're very much over there. We're cooperating with a local company called AHA. They're like the DoorDash of Iceland. Only
Yeah.
Iceland, Reykjavik is 200,000 people.
Okay.
And it's it's their lead. We're only there to support them and make sure that everything works on our side, but it's their operation to run and talk about.
Gotcha. Understood. Now, are there any countries or cities that you guys are in besides for Iceland and the United States?
Listen, we've worked with regulators all around the world in very different countries. And once we saw the suggested framework for drone deliveries by the FAA, and once we're seeing now for the past few years, the level of resources and dedication that the FAA is throwing at making drone deliveries a reality on a national scale, there's really no point in working anywhere else.
Correct.
Anywhere else, you will probably be working on some waivers and exemptions, which temporarily allow you to fly at a certain location at certain times, but it's not really scalable.
Understood.
And with the FAA, that's the first time that we saw something that could scale to something meaningful and more than that, something that can be deployed all over the US. So we're very much focused on that. It helps that the largest market for backyards is also the US.
Yeah, at least you hit once you get that market, at least you hit at least the jackpot with all there's so much to do there. Now, so does that mean that you have to use the drones that you created a few years ago for the future, because those are still being reviewed, correct? You can't put a drone you create right now. I mean, you could put it into the FAA, but it would take years to get that approved. So we're working with drones.
Yes and no. You could do some amendments to your design up to a certain level, and then of course you work with the FAA to see what's needed to approve that change according to the change that you proposed. So it really much depends on what kind of changes you're doing, how big they are. If it's a new drone, then of course you'll have to go through the process again. But usually the way it works with aviation is that you just start improving your vehicle.
Now, right now, which delivery service do you do deliveries for? Like in regards to food delivery?
Oh, so we work directly with restaurant chains.
Wow.
The one that we've already announced are Il Pollo Loco and Winkers International. They're like the owners of Chili's and It's Just Wings and Little Maggiano's. But we've signed more than a dozen restaurant chains, and we're partnering with a lot more. It's at the end they're already accustomed to having an on-demand delivery service partnering up with them. So it's nothing new to those guys.
Now, what are the restaurants think? Are they excited for the new wave, for the new future? Like,
oh, for sure. So they can offer the food can get hotter to the customers, so the quality is higher. And I'm not sure if you're familiar, while you're paying a few bucks for your on-demand delivery service, restaurants pay up to 30% of the amount ordered. So if you're ordering food for 20 bucks, the on-demand delivery service, takes $6 out of that. It's crazy.
Wow.
And restaurants are really, annoyed by that. And we're just already a lot more affordable. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, to get food hotter to customers is a huge priority for restaurants, because the food tastes better. So they must love that idea or the concept that I'm saying that you guys are offering to deliver it quicker, easier, more affordable, and more sustainable. Interesting. Now, are companies coming over to you to say we want to sign up? Do you have anyone calling you up?
We're starting to see that as well.
Yeah, you see that's when you know that you have something special. When people start calling you. Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, it does make sense. I would love to get food delivered to me someday, in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. instead of waiting for someone in traffic, driving, trying to get you food. Wow, that's so interesting. Anything else you want to tell me about just about the company or about anything that's interesting coming out soon? Or I mean, I know it takes a long time, all the regulation, but anything that that you think that would be like I don't know, anything interesting you can think of?
No, I think we've covered most of it. And
Yeah, no, it's
it's a lengthy process, but
well,
we're a lot more than halfway there.
more than halfway there. What do you think the time frame is for I guess you don't know if it's for sure, but what do you think the time frame is to have drones in all over the United States? I mean, obviously not in the big cities, but you're saying regulated for like
Mhm.
a lot of urban areas. What do you think the time frame is for that?
So I think we'll start seeing larger deployments during next year.
Wow.
And in 2 to 3 years, it's gonna spread faster than those mobility scooters in cities.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's something that everybody just wants. It's more affordable, faster for everybody. So once the regulatory approvals are there, there's really no other barrier than to
Just go.
start producing more drones and deploying more stations.
That's amazing. Wow. Now one more question. How do you must have a lot of people behind tech people making sure that when obviously I don't know how many drones you're flying now, but in the future when you'll be flying thousands and thousands of drones, um, will that be complicated? To making sure that they're all getting to where they're going and there's no I don't know crash. I don't know like how do you it's a whole network of flying vehicles just going all over the place. That seems like the hard part.
But just like today, you've
Yeah,
got lots of planes with lots of people in
yeah,
them flying above your head.
yeah.
So the FAA is working on a UTM solution, unmanned traffic management system,
Wow.
that will synchronize all those unmanned airplanes flying above you.
I know
It's
has it
like air traffic control, but it's automated for unmanned airplanes.
And how does it work from your end? How do you, like to scale up with thousands of drones? How do you keep track of all that? Obviously, you have a system, but do you think would it be hard to keep track of? Let's say you have 100 drones now. Let's say would it be hard to keep track of 10,000 drones flying?
So we've basically built most of the team doesn't handle the drone.
Right.
Most of the R&D is done on our cloud, which manages everything in real time and optimizes deliveries. And each drone we know each part when it was installed, what's the part number, revision number, serial number, how many flights it's flown, when the next maintenance is due, and everything is done automatically. Because once we'll have 10,000 drones, it's going to become impossible to do that manually without any
Right.
mistakes.
So you're saying you're ready for it to scale. You're obviously
Just up to some extent, but yes.
well. It's Yariv, wow. It's very exciting, honestly. It's very exciting because seeing a company which you can tell right now that this company or this type of service is the future. It just there's nothing that can really stop it. I'm saying besides the regulation. Yeah, yeah, we pray. But it makes sense. It makes sense. It solves an issue that restaurants have, that people have, and there's a solution. You guys are the solution to that issue, and I don't know. I'm very excited to see where the company goes. I'm very excited to see, just I'm very excited to see this come into play in all over the United States and probably throughout the world. Because when something works, it works. That's it.
Yeah.
But I cannot thank you enough for your time. You've been so helpful. You've explained the whole. I didn't know anything about anything to do with drones, especially with delivery service. You explained that very, very easily. And I can't wait to see what comes next. Thank you so much, Yariv.
Thank you, Shaul.
Thank you.